E3 2015 is currently going on, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the new announcements. Now, to kick off E3, we started off with Bethesda on Sunday night, who came out and had the strongest showing out of all of the conferences over the weekend. Starting off with a new announcement of Doom and giving us a new gameplay with it, which definitely is extremely fast, taking us back to what it originally was in terms of speed. It's all about getting out there and going and just getting through it. And it's honestly it's really great, especially where one scene, apparently the new melee kills allows you at one point to rip their leg off and just stomp them in the head with their own foot, and it is absolutely wonderful. But that is not the big thing from them. No, the big thing was talking about Fallout 4, which will be out this November 2015. Pre-orders already available. They announced this game and went through all the stuff for it. The ability to build your own homes, and you can build massive homes, fort spaces, whatever you wish to call them. The ability to customize your weapons. You have 50 base weapons, and I think they said 700 different variations or accessories that you can use on them to take one thing and convert it into something completely different by the time that you're done. Then you also have your power armor, the ability to modify it and change it out and customize everything with it. Now, naturally, these weren't the only things that they focused on, but those were definitely the biggest parts of the show. One of the things also with Fallout 4 is they have their own little app version that just came out, Fallout Shelter, which, unless you really have a newer device, it doesn't do too well on. My iPhone 5C runs it perfectly. My iPad 2 crashes every few minutes. Yeah, so newer devices goes better, older devices not so much. But new app, hopefully they'll fix that. Come Monday morning, Microsoft kicked everything off. Definitely won over a lot of people when they announced backwards compatibility with Xbox 360 games, which means they will play native. If you have a disc, throw it in there, it will play it. Now, this update is supposed to come later this year, I believe, in the fall or winter. Just later this year, that update should be out, and the Xbox Ones will be backwards compatible with all of your Xbox 360 discs, so you can play all of them on there, which is one of the reasons I didn't want to get one, because I didn't have too many games out on the one that I wanted at the time. Plus, I still had all these 360 games, and I didn't want to just go and get rid of them. I like them. So now we can go and we can play our 360 on the Xbox One. So before too long, I might end up getting one now. Now, during this, they also talked about their partnership with Valve VR. Last week, they announced that they have teamed up with Oculus Rift, but they have also announced during their conference that they had teamed up with Valve VR. And also, they have the HoloLens. Now, the HoloLens, they put on a demonstration with it playing Minecraft, and oh my god, this thing is just so amazing looking when you're actually watching. You can watch it up on the wall, or you can cast it on the table, for example, like they did, and create your world in a 3D environment. Literally, it is not just a 2D like screen. It is now just a full immersive 3D image. You can look into the buildings. You can lift it up into the air and just take a look at everything. And it is just amazing. Just all of it. I love it. It's absolutely great. Well, is it enough to warrant me to buy one? No, not yet. Not when it comes out, I'm sure. Does it make me want one? Yeah. Not enough to buy it. Not yet. Now, once they get more out with it and do more with it, yeah, then I'll be more prone. I'll like, yes, I want this. Now, one of the major things with the Microsoft conference, the Xbox conference, that was kind of a letdown was some of the games seemed just more kind of lackluster that they were announcing. And definitely one of the bigger things out of the day was Star Wars Battlefront. That was a really good one. Um, but in terms of the overall show, I mean, a lot of it was kind of a letdown. Now, there is some new games coming out, though, that does seem really promising. In terms of EA first announced during the Xbox about their new stuff and all this, the games that they're adding to their EA Origins and all this stuff. You know, their little subscription thing where you pay $5 a month and you can play these games and this and that. Adding Titanfall and something else to it. And, you know, it didn't seem like that was that big of an announcement that warranted really the kind of hype that they were doing at E3 for it. You know, but I mean, for some people though, I mean, he's like even in the crowd was kind of a little bit on it. At the EA and Ubisoft conferences, they both went ahead and put out their newest games, things to expect in the future, and there's some definitely awesome freaking looking games coming out from those. Absolutely wonderful, and I can't really wait to see what they're going to be doing with that. Monday night ended out with the PlayStation conference, Sony's, you know, and we kind of hoping since Microsoft took the leap at backwards compatibility that they would also, but they didn't. They just let that out. But they still had a fairly good, strong showing. Talked about Project Morpheus a little bit, not too much with it. Definitely the star of the show, the thing that made everybody erupt, was the announcement of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, this alone was probably the loudest reaction out of all the press conferences that I had seen all day. They announced also Black Ops 3 exclusively first on the PS4. In terms of the games, definitely PlayStation put out more interesting looking games, ones that catches your attention a little bit more than what the other ones were. So definitely I would have to give overall and like the two to PlayStation a little bit more in terms of games. But in terms of bigger news, I would have to actually lead that towards Microsoft. So the whole console wars is just going to keep going on. Tuesday morning, got to see a little bit of the Nintendo press conference. Nintendo's done several press conferences. I've missed most of them except for just the one on Tuesday morning, just for a little bit of it. And definitely they have some really interesting games that's going to be coming out. Fire Emblem Fates looks really awesome. This I didn't catch the title. It was a Yarn Yoshi game, though it kind of reminded me of Little Big Planet, but with Yoshis. And it's actually really interesting. You can actually combine it with amiibos, and whatever figure you put on there, Yoshi turns into that version, like Mario Yoshi and Samus Yoshi. You know, there's a lot of stuff on there. This looks really cute and it's really interesting. I don't have a Wii U, but it kind of makes me want to get one. Between it and all the other ones, they announced a partnership with people for Skylanders, and two figures in particular that they have with that, a new Donkey Kong and a new Bowser, that has the ability to play as an amiibo or a Skylander. You actually just turn the bottom of the base and select which one that you're wanting to use, and you can use that character on either way on it. So this actually is freaking awesome in terms of that. But then we moved on to the Square Enix one, where everybody's biggest thing was one, Final Fantasy VII, which we'd already got the previous night on PlayStation. So it was kind of with it today because we've already seen it. We already had the hype for it. They announced a new Star Ocean game, a fifth Star Ocean game in the line coming out. I'm really excited for that one because I love Star Ocean. They gave us a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3. just letting us know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is adding in the world for Tangled from Disney. And that was pretty much the extent of what they did with that. Then we had the big hype that we had all this time over Chrono Trigger because their hype video playing Frog's theme remastered and several other sound effects from it in the background, and yet nothing. It was all there, more than annoyance now, because they kind of set us up and then it's kind of like just pulled the rug out from underneath us. But a major thing is Square Enix does have new games, new series coming out, and they look really good. Definitely, Square Enix is back in the running with a lot of their games. Because before, they were kind of but now they're kind of bringing them out there more. They announced Just Cause 3, showed us some footage through it. They showed us more of Final Fantasy 15, a little bit on that. But, that was pretty much about the extent of a lot of the stuff. Some of the things that they had on there, like Final Fantasy 7, World of Final Fantasies, and Rise of the Tomb Raider, things like that, they had already announced over the previous day with all the other stuff, Microsoft and PlayStation, all those. But it's definitely looking really, really promising. Major thing is, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you have watched the press conferences. What are you most hyped about? In terms of Twitter, Facebook, the 4 most talked about things that I have seen so far has been Star Wars Battlefront, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Fallout 4, and the Xbox backwards compatibility. So far, those are the biggest things that I have seen out of all of them. But drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. What are you most excited for out of seeing this coming E3? What can you not wait to get your hands on? What just has you completely drooling that you need it now? Personally, for me, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Fallout 4. Because they are absolutely wonderful, especially if you can get your hands on the collector's edition Fallout 4 that comes with a Pip-Boy that you can open up, put your smartphone in, there is an app for it, close it back down, and it has a functioning screen for the Pip-Boy. So especially if you are a cosplayer, it is going to be great. It does light up and all that stuff. So those two are definitely what has me most excited about all of them. And there's just so much stuff that there's absolutely no way I could have covered all of it in this video and kept it relative to anything, because my ADHD would kick in and I would have gone from one to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. But definitely drop a comment down below and let me know what you have. Let's talk this out and see what you think about it. As always, though, make sure to click that subscribe button so you can be up to date with everything we do here at Tri-State Otaku. And also make sure to click that like button if you haven't already. That way, we know you actually enjoy these videos. Now, if you would like to help this channel grow, you can help us out in 2 ways. One, you can head over to our Patreon page. Link will be down below in the description. And you can become a subscriber for each month and help us produce better quality stuff. And 2, you can just head straight over to our main page here on YouTube, in which case you can just click the little donate button over to the side and just help us out with a one-time donation. Everything that we get through here helps us to just go produce better quality videos for everybody in the long run. So definitely, make sure to check all that out. And until next time, guys, this is TK signing out.